What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brian Mello with Marty's Buick GMC and Chevrolet, and in today's video, we'll be discussing a question that I've been getting quite a bit recently, and that's AT4 or AT4X, and which one should you buy? If you're new to the channel, or maybe you're just coming back for more, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe. If you haven't already, I upload fresh General Motors related news and content every single week, so if that's something that you're into, be sure to tune in. Now let's get into it. All right, so you're thinking about getting a new truck, and you've narrowed down your buying decision to either one of two, that being the refreshed 2022 Sierra AT4 or the all-new 2022 Sierra AT4X. But which one is the right one? Although the answer to this question will vary from person to person, I think it's important for people to know the key differences between these two trucks in order to make the smartest and most financially sound buying decision. Now, in an effort to make things a little more simple, we'll be comparing a standard crew cab short box AT4 to, of course, a standard crew cab short box AT4X. Try to keep this thing as close and even as possible. But I will go over a few options available at the end of this that you may want to consider as well. So for starters, let's talk about the AT4X. If we head over to gmc.com, we can see that the estimated MSRP for the AT4X is $76,095. However, when I went into the dealer ordering system to actually build one of these trucks out, the standard MSRP that I got was $74,920. So let's just call it $75 to make things a little bit easier. And for $75,000, you get the most capable factory off-road pickup that GMC has ever produced. The AT4X comes with just about every single option that GMC has available, but highlighted features of this truck are, of course, the 6.2-liter V8 engine that produces 420 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque, but I will say that it is important to note that this is the only engine option available for this truck, and I'll explain just why that's important in a second. We've also got the Multimatic DSSV spool valve suspension system, which has been finely calibrated for on- and off-road use. I'd also have to be crazy not to mention the driver-selectable, fully electronic locking front and rear differentials, in addition to the larger than the AT4 2-speed steel transfer case that comes with selectable modes for various off-roading conditions, like, for example, the one-pedal driving feature for rock crawling. Now, it's pretty clear that when it comes to capability, the AT4X checks off most of the boxes, but it's also managed to combine that capability with comfort, because inside the AT4X, you're greeted with full-grain leather interior, a micro suede headliner, real ash wood trim, the all-new 13.4-inch horizontal touch display, matched up, of course, to the 12.3-inch configurable gauge cluster. And honestly, if that wasn't enough for you, you've got the 15-inch full-color heads-up display. And if you add all that together, you actually get more than 40 inches of display space inside the AT4X, which is kind of crazy to think about. The Kicker Multi-Pro audio system is also included with the AT4X, as is wireless charging, Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto. For the first time ever, we also have heated and ventilated front seats that include a massage function. And with 16-way power adjustments, I think it's safe to assume that you'll be able to find the perfect configuration for maximum comfort. It all sounds great, right? I mean, the AT4X, it's got it all and then some. But what about the AT4? Well, once again, if we head over to gmc.com, we can see that the AT4 has a starting MSRP of $62,095. The one I built out on the dealer configurator came in right at $62,070, so we'll call it $62,000. A $13,000 difference in price when we compare it to the $75,000 AT4X. The AT4, in my opinion, is the better buy for most people. Let me explain why. The AT4 comes standard with the 3-liter Duramax turbo diesel engine, which has been getting rave reviews from customers since its inception for the 2020 model year. If you do a quick search on the forums or owner groups on the internet, you can even Google it. Don't take my word for it. But you'll be sure to find photos of gauge clusters showing off 25+ mile per gallon averages. And with fuel prices continuing to rise, your engine choice does become more influential on which truck you decide to go with. Remember, the AT4X gives you only one option, and that 6.2, as awesome as it is, it's not exactly a fuel sipper. However, if you do want that 6.2-liter in your AT4, you can go that route for an additional $1,500. Now, when it comes to off-roading, the AT4 is still plenty capable, and probably more than most people need, if I'm being honest. You get the 2-inch factory lift with off-road suspension and monotube shocks, and although they aren't nearly as robust as the DSSV suspension system on the AT4X, unless you're really planning to off-road this truck often, I don't think you'll miss them. The same goes for the electronic locking front and rear diffs on the AT4X. Ask yourself, as you're driving your current truck, is that ever something you've wished you had? My guess is no. After all, the AT4 still gets a 2-speed transfer case and an automatic locking rear differential. It also gets the same underbody skid plates as the AT4X, a spray-in bed liner, and 18-inch wheels wrapped in Wrangler Duratrack mud terrains. When it comes to comfort with the AT4, there's still plenty of it to go around. You've still got the jet black heated and ventilated leather seats with Kalahari accents. You've still got that refreshed new interior with the 13.4-inch touch display and 12.4-inch gauge cluster. And if you really want that 15-inch heads-up display and the HD surround vision camera system, you can add the tech package for an additional $1,500. But keep in mind, you do have an HD backup camera standard on the AT4, so maybe you don't need those things. The AT4 might not have a sunroof, and it might not have a micro suede headliner, but you can add a sunroof for $995, and if I had to guess, most of you aren't going to miss the fancy headliner. Just a guess. You also still have wireless charging, you still have Apple CarPlay, you still have Android Auto. You're really not missing much. And just to round this out, even if I went with the AT4, I added the 6.2 liter, I added the tech package, and I added the sunroof, I'd still be almost $10,000 less than the AT4X, which then if I wanted, I could always use that money I saved to upgrade my AT4 with even better wheels, even better tires, even better suspension, and I'd still probably be less than that $75,000 AT4X price. Now, if you're not concerned with the money, of course, go get yourself an AT4X. There's no doubt you'll love the truck. It's awesome. But if you're one of the many people trying to justify the additional cost of the AT4X and you're really not going to be climbing rocks or off-roading or sending your $75,000 truck down trails on weekends or through mud, I think the AT4 is the truck for you. In the description below, I'll leave links to the build sheets to both of these trucks so you can compare every single option and decide for yourself which one is right for you, or maybe you just want to print them out so when you walk into a dealership, you're more informed. After all, there's something to be said when you walk in with a dealer build sheet. As always, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Hopefully this video helped you out in some way, and if you made it this far, if you could do me a huge favor by just smashing that like button for me, I would greatly appreciate it. It keeps the YouTube algorithm gods happy, and as we all know, that's important these days. Subscribe if you haven't already. Be sure to check out my friends over at gmpartsdepartment.com for all your GM OEM parts needs, and I will catch you all in the next video. Thanks again for watching, guys, and take care.